Hey everyone! Great news! This channel has now been active for 2 whole years! This is unbelievable! I've actually kept up with it for this long. A lot has happened this last year. Obviously, there was the big Hong Kong 97 video that ended up trending. So in the last year I've gone from 300 subscribers to 11,000. So I shouldn't complain, that's a wonderful thing. I still think it would be really nice if we had 100,000 subscribers, but without another video trending, there's probably not going to be any other really big jumps anytime soon. But that's okay, because I'm really happy that other people who enjoy this, this very deep, enthusiast side of gaming have found this channel and can enjoy the videos. So, just like I did last year, I would like to pick my top 3 favorite videos from this year and just kind of introduce those and talk about what I like about them. First of all, my number 3 pick for the best ultra healthy video from the past year is the Gunstar Heroes vs Gunner's Heaven comparison video. I like this video because I feel like it answers a question that needed to be answered. So basically, if you haven't seen the video yet, Gunstar Heroes, of course, is a legendary run and gun game from the Sega Genesis, one of Treasure's first games, the one that really, established them as this major contender. It's an amazing game, and in Japan there was a very similar game on the PlayStation 1 called Gunner's Heaven that was actually made by Mediavision, who ended up making Wild Arms. It did get released in Europe, interestingly, but in North America we didn't get it, so I didn't know about it so much later. And it's a very good game. It looks, really a lot, kind of almost like a ripoff, but it's got its own thing going on. So I wanted to compare those two, and just talk about the good points of each, if it's possible to say one's better than the other. This was the first time I tried to do this kind of like, versus video between two games. And I feel like I was very clear about how the gameplay, matched up between the two and everything. I think it was a very fair comparison. So, I think I just liked that video because I tried something new. My second favorite video from this past year is the Hong Kong 97 history video. Obviously that was going to show up somewhere on this list. Number 2, you might be saying. It's not number 1, it's number 2 for me personally. If you haven't seen the video, which, probably 95% of the people here have, there's this game called Hong Kong 97. It was independently made, so you can say it's a hack or an indie game for the Super Famicom, Super Nintendo. It was, just a joke. It was something just a guy made and sold to a few people. There were 30 or 40 copies. And it became this legend because it started appearing on emulators. No one had ever seen a real one. And people didn't know if there were real ones or not. No one really knew anything about it because it was just some dude who made it. And someone decided to sell theirs in Japan, someone who had kept it, and I bought it. So I am the only person that we know for sure who has one. And, a lot of people didn't believe it at first. It's like saying I have Bigfoot in my house. So I can understand that. And eventually what ended up happening is I contacted the person who made it, who is still around. He has an online presence. And we ended up talking a little bit, and he agreed to meet me and explain, everything he remembered about making it. So that happened, and then I made this almost, kind of like documentary style video trying to explain the entire story so that I don't have to explain it to people over and over and over again. So the video is kind of more like, the gaming historian, model. I watched his videos. I think just subconsciously that influenced me to make the video. And the hard work paid off because it ended up trending on YouTube. The YouTube algorithm decided to put it in people's recommendations. And, I went from 700 subscribers to 10,000 in like 10 days. So that was amazing. And I was thinking that increase would just go on forever and ever, but it doesn't. It stops once it stops showing up in people's recommendations. But I do have, around 11,000 right now. So that's good. It was, a huge project. It took way more work than most of my other videos. And I'm really glad I did it because, it answered this huge question that people have had. There's probably still a few people who think I'm lying and that I've just, made it up to get attention. But it was a really big deal for me, obviously, and of course for the channel. It has like 170,000 views, which obviously is a ridiculous number for me. There's probably another 500,000 people out there who would want to see it, and have the questions answered. But this is a small channel. This is a niche channel about niche topics. But, it's a great video, and I really enjoyed making it. And obviously, I'm really happy that the hard work paid off. And my favorite video from the past year from my own channel is the top 10 most frustrating retro games of all time. Yes, it is. Just because it's hilarious. It's just funny to watch. It's fun to talk about games that piss you off. It's ridiculous, but it makes me laugh. It still does. And most of those games I really love. I truly do. It's just that there's one part that is just so ridiculous. I go nuts. I have this pretty, happy, positive character on the channel. And it is mostly true. It's not really an act. But people probably can't imagine that I get crazy pissed off when I play video games sometimes. It's because I play hard games. I like to beat my games, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a worthwhile thing to do with my life. So I challenge myself to, beat very, very hard games. And, I'm like throwing pillows across the room, just, beating the couch and going crazy sometimes. So I had to make a video about that. And it's just funny. And it occurred to me, there's a part in a Super Magnetic Neo that probably should have gone on that list. I didn't include it because it's only in the Japanese version. They changed it for the American version. I mean, obviously, there's more things that could go in there. But it's hilarious. It's funny to hear me, getting pissed off about video games. Obviously, if I do that too much, people will think I'm just imitating Angry Video Game Nerd, which my name already makes it seem like, I'm an AVGN clone, which I'm not, I'd like to think. But that's my favorite video from this past year because it makes me laugh. So that's pretty much all for this celebratory video about my 2-year anniversary on YouTube. It's a lot of fun, and it's also a lot of work, but it's pretty rewarding. And, I really enjoy it, when people say that, oh, I've discovered this really new awesome game because of you or something like that. That's why I do this. So thanks a lot to everybody who's been there from the beginning when, my videos were getting 20 views each. And of course, thanks to everybody, who's found me since the Hong Kong 97 video, and from now. So I'm hoping for a lot more really fun videos because there's a lot more really great games that were only in Japan that I'd really still like people to know about. Thank you very much for watching my content, enjoying what I do. Hope to see you in the next video.